Also, first, railway. I'm going to be building a lot of these. I hadn't actually built enough military engineers, but I want to pave my entire continent in hundreds of military engineers. That's what we're going to be doing now. Don't worry, it's been a few games since we played Ursa Civ 6 Railway Simulator, but today is the game, but we really enjoy that. Sorry, someone just stole Big Ben from me. Who do they think they are? I have Tower Bridge. Oh, that's rude. Angkor Wat, though, is less rude. That's one population in all of my cities, as well as another housing. That's very handy when you have as many cities as I do. Angkor Wat, lovely. In fact, let me just show you. I've got 31 cities. That's 31 free population. Who did that? Who just built Big Ben? Pedro. Dear, oh dear, Pedro. We don't like that at all. Where even is it? Oh, there it is. Oh, it even looks quite good where it is as well. That's frustrating. I can't respect that at all. Another little wonder rush for you. Eiffel Tower. That's all tiles in my civilization gaining 1 appeal. I swear that used to be 2. I think this mod may have scaled that back just a touch, which honestly is probably for the best because Eiffel Tower on any appeal-based game was pretty OP. Chichen Itza. This one is less important for me. I think I may only have a couple of rainforest tiles in this city, but again, when it offers it to you as a thing that you can build in like 3 turns, you might as well build it. Plus, it's a really cool looking wonder, and I very rarely build things. I'm just enjoying building all the wonders, being honest. This is basically my game at the moment. Flight. Ooh, aerodromes. These are actually quite handy. My capital is also now up to 29 population, and we are about to start throwing in even better trade routes. I've just realized, hang on, what was that trade route? 5 food and 8 production as an internal route. Goodness me, Frankfurt is an amazing city for that. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I'm looking forward to democracy. This is going to get rather silly once this goes. I've already got 138 food per turn. 138. It's just going to get even crazier. I think I probably should be a little bit worried that the refinery district, or the tile improvement you can put down, which improves strategic resources, I can put that down next to horses and it fires off. So how are we refining horses? Is this just one horrible glue factory? I don't even want to think about that. That is one of those frightening things. That is probably an adjacency they didn't expect when they put this game together, but is one very much in the game. Oh, St. Basil's Cathedral. This was pretty much the only tundra city I had, so I thought, you know what, I'll give it a go. And here it is as well. Religious tourism from a city also increases. I'm very, very sure I will not be getting a tourism victory this game, but you know when you're doing so well with an empire that all of your yields start increasing randomly? Like, that's kind of what's happening at the moment. I think we just got ideology as well, so that's a fun one. I want 5-year plans. I'm going to have to take skyscrapers off for a second, which is unfortunate, but probably for the best. And as much as I need coal with my 31 coal per turn and niter, I'm not going to get drill manuals. I'm going to go with Old Faithful, which is logistics. I like logistics. It just makes everything move a little bit faster and helps you just to do everything. I know we're in a very peaceful style of the game now, but honestly, SimCity, I haven't had a good, proper SimCity game in a long time. 71 gold per turn for a cultural alliance they're offering me there, Brazil. They really want to be my ally. Rockefeller, nice, and also Goddard. Now Goddard is awesome because I am very much going science today, and a double Goddard bonus sounds awesome. Lovelace is there, just ready to put herself down when she needs to. There's rocketry boosted. My capital still has 2 more districts it can put down, so I'm not really worried. It can't get an aerodrome because I'm waiting to actually put down the spaceport, and I need to just keep that tile free for it. So let's not build an aerodrome, but I can continue to build neighborhoods. There's 1 more space for a neighborhood in this city. What's a meditation hall? This gives me +1 faith to all specialists. Now, if I show you my city, you'll notice that I was working a lot. Actually, it's pulled away. Weirdly, I'm now working all of the fish tiles again, which I wasn't before, but I probably should actually have left that one in Frankfurt because I think that fish was actually boosting my capital, but sorry, that city's fisheries. But you know what? My capital is more important. But if you just have a look at like my specialists in this Hansa, each one is giving 7 production at the moment, so that would be 7 production and 1 faith. It's a lot of extra faith. That's cool. Meditation halls sound pretty cool. And also, enemy spies operate at 1 level below normal, targeting neighborhoods in this city and adjacent districts if powered. Okay, suddenly that seems like a much better idea now as well. We'll double check to see if what's the modern art gallery is a better choice. That gives me culture for all specialists in a city. Ah, okay. And that gives me a great work style of art. Actually, I think I might wait for that. I think we're going to wait on democracy. Let's do that. Trade routes gain 2 gold for each strategic resource at a destination city. That's a pretty good one. 80 gold per turn, that was worth for me. But I'll take it. It's awesome. Ooh, chemistry. That actually gives me hospitals, which gives me science for every specialist in the city. Oh, there's a lot of choices here now. Can't be built in the same district as a recycling plant. Really? Oh dear. Oh, well, I think I've got a recycling plant. There's so many choices now. Look how many buildings I've got in here. Yeah. Okay, so you can't get the production and the... Okay, right, so we're going to stick with the culture, but I mean, that's not a bad thing particularly. I have a bunch of spare faith, so I'm just going to rush through Einstein. Really, really good bonuses there, and Nobel might be cool as well, but I mean, I've got a huge bank of faith, and I'm basically using it to kind of chop and choose all of the great people I want. I can also now rush through the Golden Gate Bridge because I can. Extra immunities is always good. I'm going to save the other charge for the Estadio, probably. I also think Amundsen Scott might be a good wonder to pick up as well. But honestly, my production at the moment is so high. I'm not really worried about being able to pick up everything. This is just mainly what do I want to spend my money on. Horatio Nelson, very good. I can use him on a newly founded harbour, which I'm actually going to just about put down in this city, so that's wonderful. Radio and suffrage. Suffrage gives me democracy, and this is where we start to get a little bit hilarious. I've lost logistics, but that's fine. 5-year plan is a good card. Liberalism is a good card. More importantly, New Deal. Full housing and 2 amenities to all cities with at least 3 specialty districts. Yes. That's a card. Raj, Visselbanken. So Visselbanken and democracy mean that all of my trade routes to allies have 6 food and 6 production in both cities. Yep, that's pretty awesome. Just for a laugh, I'm also going to go standardized measurements, which is extra production from buildings and industrial zones. Now, I have a lot of buildings and industrial zones. Actually, no, saying that, I just going to double check. Yeah, monarchic legacy is actually more important there because I want the Renaissance wall. Yeah, it's giving me like 40 extra the diplomatic favor per turn, so that's a huge deal. I want to keep that one. Instead, let's go for gunboat diplomacy to get +4 influence points with city-states. And if we just let this all shake around, oh yes, now you can see 285 food, 457 production, as well as having another 10 housing and 20 amenities. Oh yes, that's quite something. Okay, okie dokie. Well, I think we back that up with the Estadio, don't we? As well as stadiums are quite fun as well. +1 amenity for every 4 specialty districts in a city, or for every 2 specialty districts if it's powered. That's actually changed quite a bit. There's now a convention center. Where is the convention center here? That one is the one that applies it to cities around it. That gives +3. Okay. So actually, I want to put the convention center not in my capital, and I want the stadium in my capital and the convention center next to it. That's what I'm going to do. Yeah, so the convention center is going to go hit over the stadium. Now, this is the thing. I do want to actually build a stadio, so I've got to look and see for the spaces where I've got a little bit of room around me because my cities are very packed together. Not a bad thing necessarily, it just means I've got to be a little bit careful. In fact, actually look, a stadio will nicely get popped down on this city there as long as that tile is in range. And we have a stadium in that city, so we'll do that, and I can rush it so I know exactly where Shah has got to go. So down you come. Okay, we've sorted that out. That's good. You know what? As much as I like the Modern Art Gallery, I am going to go for the Meditation Hall in my capital because I do believe that spy bonus is going to be, oh yes, a pretty fun thing. I'm going to do a lot more faith per turn from that as well. Next up, we have the Royal Society, which means that I can use my builder charges to rush space projects. That's really cool. War Department is good, and the National History Museum. I'm going to just give you a hint now. My production is not a problem. So I'm going to go National History Museum because I would quite like to have more things in my capital. It's just fun. But I mean, honestly, I could have gone for anything really. And this is why I went for Monarchic Legacy. 288 diplomatic favor is worth 143 gold per turn. Like, that's why you accumulate this stuff. It's just free money and it prints faster than any other resource in the game. Even coal and oil, they can't sell for anywhere near as much. At this point as well, I'm asking for gold up front to kind of do a double thing. I can take it away from the AI and stop them from spending it, which means that I very much limit their development, which is quite handy. Rocketry, professional sports. Okay, right, let's get ourselves just looking at this properly now. First of all, I'm just going to sell on my diplomatic favor to get as much gold up front as I can. Good. Now we're going to get my capital to build itself a spaceport. A delightful thing indeed. The stadium was the district that I did want to put in my capital. So let's just put the stadium down first. Then I'm going to get Madberg. Now you are going to build yourself a stadium like so. There we go. Now, stadiums themselves do not appear to be very good buildings anymore, really, apart from if you've got them in massive cities, but that's okay. I'm now going to go to basically all of my other resources and see if I can make a bit of money on the market. I want about 3,000 gold, ideally, to sell all this stuff off. Not going to get it. So basically, I've got to do the awful thing of waiting one turn to get that money. Oh, I hate waiting. In the meantime, rocketry was good fun. Computers gives me more science, so I'm going to just race up there quickly. That also gives me the flood barriers, which I believe I'm probably going to need soon because I am spitting carbon into the atmosphere like crazy at the moment. It's not a good look for anyone. Never mind. Capitalism gives me laissez-faire. Nuclear program is the card I want. That gives me science foundations. Let's just do that quickly. +1 appeal to all tiles that I own. I'm just going to burn you into my capital a couple times because my capital was doing good on appeal anyway, and I do have a bunch of neighborhoods here, so that's a good thing. Pingala already had space initiative, but I've also got curator now, which means Pingala is max level. Tesla would be good fun in my capital, actually. So that, I mean, that's districts, regional buildings provide 2 production. So that's 816 production with both charges in my capital. My capital needs more production. That's the thing you need to learn. Korolev, I'm not going to rush Korolev. Nobel is probably the quicker one to get on this side. Yeah, okay, but we're racing now, and I am enjoying myself. This is lovely. And Cardiff gives me 2 power for every harbour building I have. That's a lot of power. Biosphere. Oh yes, Biosphere. That's what I wanted. Any game with Cardiff, you really want the Biosphere. So actually, this city builds the neighbourhood on this desert tile, and then the Biosphere will go on this tile afterwards. Such a good wonder. Let's just get that done. Yeah, I know. Look, if I do that, there you go. Now you're happy, aren't you? So just chill. See if it makes a noticeable difference. I am currently on 616 production in my capital. Pop him down. Let it go through. 616. No, didn't actually make too much of a difference. Never mind. I think using Tesla to basically boost all my other cities around is quite a fun thing to do anyway. So I'll do that just for the fun of doing it like that. As mentioned before, this is where we have the fun. There is a Stadio, finest wonder in the game purely when ranked on ability to produce a car park around it. I also really like it. 2 amenities and 6 culture on every single city. That is going to be, because I've got 31 cities, 62, I can't do maths, 62 amenities and 186 culture per turn. It's such a good, it's just so good. Look, I'm up to 1,100 culture per turn now. I mean, come on. It's pretty good. Cristo Redentor. I again built this because I'm on a wonder building spree, and also I do have a few relics. I've been buying them from people, and I've got some Basels, so the extra tourism is just quite handy nonetheless. It means if I do start spying on people later into the game, having more of a cultural outlook and dominance over them can be quite handy. Now, Invention has been a good card. That is a workshop, and manufacturers give me 2 engineer points, but this one is better because now I'm getting 2 for every factory and chemical plant and 4 for every power plant and logistics center. That's a lot, but I'm also getting science foundations for the scientist points as well. So it's just a good card. Just put it down as soon as you can. It's awesome. So what's the difference between a coal power plant and an oil power plant, apart from the fact that they use different things? That gives -2 appeal to all tiles in the city, -1 to all tiles in the city. The yields are exactly the same. Oil gives more production. I actually want to switch over to oil. I think most of my cities could probably make that conversion now and save me just a bunch of CO2 output. I really am doing a terrible job at keeping the world going at the moment, and yeah, converting to oil power, I mean, I've got, how much oil have I got coming in per turn? 26, but it's plenty coming in. So I'm just going to go through the cities that have them and switch them over now before I forget. I can't just do it on all cities because, annoyingly, if I have logistics centers in cities, it counts. but when I search up for things, but this is okay. Which city is this one? Arkan? Yeah, it is, isn't it? Look at that. So we'll go oil power in this one as well. Yeah, so far this is okay. Actually, I just realized my capital wants to stay as a logistics center, doesn't it? Because that was going for the crazy adjacency. Now I remember. All my alliances are kind of falling apart a little bit, which is a bit annoying, but we can get these up and running again. I think research alliances are the ones I want with Hungary. Oh yeah, look, people really want the alliances. They know how strong I am. They're willing to pay through the nose. Oh, this is the choice. I can either put 2 gold on all of my specialists and get an amenity for every neighborhood in that city, or domestic trade routes from a city get +1 food, and food bonus goes to all as well. Oh, do my specialists want food or amenities for the city? I mean, somehow I've got +19 amenities. I don't know how suddenly we have that many. How am I getting that many? 30 from entertainment, really? I mean, I'm not going to complain, but like, how am I getting 30 from entertainment? That's nuts. I guess the stadium's giving a huge amount, isn't it? Weird. Oh, well, I mean, you know, as I say, not complaining at all. This is fine. Flood barrier time. It's that time of the game where off camera I have to just go around every single city and just check to see if they can put flood barriers up, and if they can, just put it to the front of the queue. It always takes a while, but it's always worth doing. I find it's much easier to flood the world if you know you're totally safe from the encroaching storm. Put your walls up nice and early, watch as everybody else starts to flood. Community college gives me the science bonus is pushed to other cities around. That's really cool. Or the Institute of Technology gives me 5% science in the city. I mean, that's going to happen, isn't it? That's crazy. 229 science. I'm already up to 246. Yeah. And now 300 science per turn. Oh, I love it. I went for the food market in my capital because I couldn't resist it. 300 food per turn now, 34. I am now intrigued. How big can we get our capital? This has become a sort of personal challenge to me now. Oh, now I'm getting 34 amenities in my city. I've just given up trying to work it out now. It's just like, yay, you do you. It's all good. First piece of flooding has happened now. Okay, good. It's a good thing we're getting the walls up. This is very good timing for me indeed. Potsdam. I think that's just going to be Pots, ? And then dam with an exclamation mark. Here you go, look at that. Lovely city. I'm going to immediately put down I love building late game cities. This is a snow city for later on. We're going to go fishing docks immediately. Yay, food and a monument. Don't forget, it's already got the granary from the wonder I built earlier into the game, so that's lovely. We'll get this little fishing port done. And I think I'm going to actually just move Rainer over because it's going to be easier for later on. I can just buy all the districts in immediately, get the flood barrier going. That's good for now, and treat yourself to another builder. My capital has finally finished a spaceport. Lovely stuff. Let's launch an Earth satellite in 1 turn. I mean, cool. What did I see that properly? A one-time reward of 100 scientists and 100 engineer points. Exciting! I mean, I'm getting 235 engineer points, but you know what, Nobel, actually, that would be a pretty cool... No, I'm just going to rush him through. I like him a lot. Turing, I like Turing as well. I don't need to rush you, but still quite a fun one. Oh, I love having all this extra faith. It's very fun. An allied friend reports that Hungary is seeking a domination victory. Oh no, that's a little bit scary. Anyway, Earth satellite is up and running. I reveal pretty much no more of the world than I'd already done, but you know, it's good fun. And there's the lovely little steam trail, smoke trail. I guess I'm not entirely sure what a rocket would leave behind. Probably steam. Who knows, eh? Who knows? 510 production feels quite low. Like, what can we do to improve that? I'm just double checking. Wonders buildings districts. I don't think projects get the boost from getting the industry, so that's why it's not showing as a cool and large an amount. But look at this, I'm already at my housing capacity. Let's quickly get this neighborhood. Why is there an exclamation mark? Oh, the improvement is going to be removed. I mean, honestly, it's fine. There we go, 656 production again now, and you can see what my city is now doing is filling up all of the specialist districts. So I've got my Civic Square producing a bunch of culture and food. We have my... What is this? My entertainment complex providing pretty much just a bit of everything, which is quite fun. my campus chucking out science, my industrial zone chucking out production. I probably want to work this, my holy site, thinking about it, because that's going to give me a little bit of food. So maybe if I mean, that's 6 faith, 2 food, 1 production on each specialist. So maybe, no, I mean, honestly, I'm not gonna second guess it. It's probably fine. Probably knows what it's doing. Oh, the harbour. Yeah, the harbour needs working. Okay, well, that'll do it in its own time. Oh, the other thing I was going to show you. Look at railroads. Ta-da! I've connected up pretty much everything. We got the railroads to Tower Bridge, but not quite connecting it. I wish you could put rail on Tower Bridge. That would be really funny. It goes all the way down there. I'm spread to all my cities. I'm sort of trying to connect them all up. There's a couple of towers I need to just still do, like here and here. I need to go to the other continents as well. But look, I've actually built 158 rail, and it's looking pretty fine. I love it. Awesome stuff. So this is new. Apparently, I have interesting satellite projects that I can do, which is, this is really cool. So observation satellite, this lets me reveal geography. So actually, I hadn't done that already. I was just thinking it's weird that my prophet was still discovering land even though we put a satellite into space, but it separated that project out a little bit. But I can also do a communication satellite, which gives me 3 envoys. Now, if that's repeatable, that is ridiculous. A broadcast satellite, that gives me 10% tourism in my empire. That, again, is ridiculous. They all take aluminium, actually. What other ones have we got? A weather satellite, which gives me 1 food for each farm and 1 production for each farm. Okay, that could be quite fun. Navigation satellite gives me trade routes between multiple continents, receive +4 gold for trade routes to other civilizations. Yeah, that could be fun. We're going to need aluminium. I want to get as many of these into the sky as possible. We're going to start with communication satellite. It says it's repeatable. I mean, that could be ridiculous. But actually, no, we'll do observation first to get the map unlocked. And I think I have the actual moon landing project to do as well. Let's do that first. Let's get that into space. As you can see, just checking in with the world, I'm on 56 techs. The next person is on 46, so we're doing okay. But aluminium is the name of the game. And actually, I don't remember looking to see if aluminium was around in my empire. I've only got 2 of it coming in at the moment. There's 1 underneath a city, so we've got to go and actually unlock more of it. Look, Dundee has some, so that's good. Let's just go and work that. Stuttgart has some, so already that's 3 sources, and there are 2 sources in Worms over here as well. Perfect, we've got plenty of aluminium to keep us happy, and we can always buy it on the market when people realize what it is. I'm pretty sure nobody knows what it is at the moment, so we're just going to have to wait until people figure that out. +1 level of diplomatic visibility with everyone. Oh, that's a wonderful merchant, and I can get in Sarah Breedlove in a second, increase my tourism. I like having these competing victories where we see which one wins first. I've got too many available to me at the same time at the moment. Scotland still hasn't been knocked out of the game, which I am honestly amazed by. They still have quite a few grievances with me, but they are forgetting about them slowly. I wish there was a way you could sort of trick them into like accepting friendship later down the line. I don't know, it's a difficult one to sort of maybe visualize, but I feel like there should be a way. There is the moon landing. 1-time culture bonus equal to 10 times my science per turn. I think that's quite high. Let's find out what it is. 976, that's 10,000 culture I just picked up, and there's space race as well. Perfect. Now we're going to keep an eye out for anything that gives us more aluminium. These are cards that I do enjoy. It's where there used to be one in cultural heritage. Doesn't appear to still be there anymore. I think it probably has been moved, but never mind. Let's go for globalization to get myself more science. Let's do that. And yeah, 1 more city has arrived. Cobdo. It's actually quite a nice little city. Thank you, Mongolia, for making this for me. Really appreciate it. So Korolev has been given way more charges. This is quite interesting. So I can now rush regular satellite projects. So this is the observation satellite. So this explores the map for me. Again, there was very little of the map I hadn't already explored, but what are you going to do? It's up there now. So now we've got the observation satellite. I think, do we want to just save up some aluminium now and go for a better one? Like a military satellite is Yeah, that would be quite cool. +3 combat strength. I'm not really using it very much. I like the idea of a weather satellite, and I love the idea of an espionage satellite as well. Oh, those are both very fun looking. Might as well just let's make a spy first, and then I'll get myself something next turn. Climate change, yeah, it's really, really going for it now. That's unfortunate. I think that's probably on me. It's almost certainly yeah, that's very much on me. Never mind. Still kicking out loads of coal into the atmosphere though. Where's that? Oh, this city. Oh, you need to get rid of that. Come on, oil power. Let's stop it. Globalization is now fully in force. Resource management, I do have it. I have no idea where it was. I'm getting 9 per turn at the moment already, but that's only going to go up. And if I can just print envoys, I don't need to even worry about gunboat diplomacy. Thinking about it, so I'm going to put containment in, and I'm going to go for International Space Agency, and wazam, 1,351. And espionage satellite away. I'm going to just enjoy myself by going around, and if anybody will accept an embassy, I'm going to just send them one, because if I can get a permanent embassy, my visibility is going to go up even more with people. Yeah, we're already at top secret, which is quite good. It means I can pretty much see whatever a city is doing in all cases. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention at the time, but this is a lovely city now because it's got a campus. I think I'm then going to treat it to, let's go for the school and the university, and I need to just double check which requirement is for the Emerson Scott. This must be either Institute of Technology or Community College. Sometimes it gets updated, sometimes it doesn't. It's a very weird change, but that's fine. We'll go for Community College on this one for now, and then Emerson Scott. Down you pop, 53 turns. I think not. I think we're going to Hamza our way into getting this one. So let's do that. That gives me the lovely culture bomb. I'll get myself a builder to improve this further. And then, look, 44 turns. Watch as this comes down. Windmill. That's shaved 9 turns off it already. Let's go for a workshop, 22 turns. Let's go for, oh, a factory is fun, but a chemical plant is better in this city, 16 turns. And then an oil power plant as well. Yeah, I mean, that's already down to 16 turns. I think we can probably get that a little bit quicker as long as we just go and improve some tiles. But this is good. Yeah, 16 turns for Emerson Scott. Brilliant. Oh, Roebling, I've been waiting for you, friend. I have absolutely been waiting for you. This is one of the 2 engineers that's going to make my capital infinitely big. I'm going to rush the espionage satellite because I can. So this gives me 1 extra diplomatic visibility with everybody on the planet. I just know everything about everyone now, and I love that as a look. It's cool. Oh my god, look at this city. It takes 36 power per turn. Power generation is a really important thing in this mod. Like, that is massive amounts of power needed. Well, what governments are we going to get to help us then? I love the idea of production and accumulating resources with improvements get +1 per turn. That is good. That would get me more aluminium to play with satellites later into the game. Synthetic technocracy, though, does give me the production, which I like, and then +3 power in all cities, and that stacks with biosphere. So I'm thinking, actually, synthetic technocracy would be the way to go here. So let's do that. There we go. Tier 4 government. We have made the switch, and it's a lovely thing. So resource management is an important card for us, and looking at other economic policy slots, kind of, I don't really need anything full stop. We're doing pretty decently on everything, but I think getting my international trade routes even better is quite a fun thing to do. We've got the 2 diplomacy slots that give us everything. I like Thistlebanken, I like Democratic Legacy, so that gives me Monarchic Legacy, Republican Legacy, Science Foundations, which is a good card, and 1 other slot for something else. Let's go for e-commerce to make our trade routes even better. Just keep on loading it on, why not? That's going to stop me from producing so much CO2. Like, it's still going to be a huge amount, but it slowly gets there. And now we've unlocked the ability, actually, with nanotechnology to put down these battery substations. Now, as long as I have a source of renewable energy within 6 tiles of one of these, I start to make batteries, and I can use those batteries to make renewable energy, which is quite cool. So, I mean, I can transfer them from one part of the map to another. I'm looking forward to giving that a go. Let's just go for nuclear fission quickly, and then Oh, seasteads would be great in my capital, so we'd want to keep an eye on that one as well. There's just a lot of cool stuff. Turing gives me a little bit more of something. I'm just going to actually double check and see if Scotland is getting a sneaky religious victory. Luckily they're not. I just had that sort of, you know, you get that leap in your chest that's like, oh no, you haven't checked in on what Scotland's doing in quite some time. And no, it's fine. They're doing okay. So I now have a tier 4 government plaza building, which is an amazing thing, and I've never seen these before. Let's have a look. We can either do a cultural mission league. So this gives me an economic policy slot and gives my rock bands the ability to get religious rock ability in addition to a second ability I choose. So this is basically the religion card, I believe. Spies perform missions of 2 more experienced in foreign cities following religion. All religious units are camouflaged and exhaust zone of control. That's really cool. So that is the late game religion and culture card. Nice. World Congress Agency. Established governors with at least 4 promotions provide +4 favor. That's cool. When you win a resolution granting you a diplomatic victory in the World Congress, you get 25% of your favor back. Again, that's quite cool. And a diplomacy card. Interesting. And then joint operations, finally, a military policy slot that is 3 movement and 2 range for all aircraft units. Oh yes. If I was at war, that would be the card. Look at that. 15 combat strength for spec ops when defending whilst adjacent to a friendly mechanized infantry unit. Now that's interestingly weird. 150% flanking bonus for spec ops when attacking when adjacent to a friendly helicopter unit. That's incredibly specific. I love it and brilliant at the same time. 5 healing for all land units. Quite handy. 3 loyalty per turn to cities with drone unit stations inside or adjacent. I mean, these are all very random things. I'm going to take... Oh, the World Congress is quite good. I think I'm going to take Cultural Mission purely because of the economic policy slot. That, I think, is probably the government slot that I could use. Actually, no, we could use a diplomacy as well. So I'm going to go World Congress. That actually gives me more diplomatic favor. And actually, that's well timed because we've got another Congress in about 3 turns. So that is very well timed indeed. I want to play with renewable energy. So I'm putting in the public works card to make my builders even better again. But as I say, we're sort of fiddling with the mod at this point. That's the main aim of this, is just to have a little bit of fun, renewable energy, make sure we're using all the cool bits and pieces. It's really good fun, actually. Golden Age time, and I think I'm going to, reform the coinage makes my trade routes even better. Heartbeat of Steam gives me even more production towards wonders and gets me science and production. That's quite fun, but I think reform the coinage, I'm actually using my gold fairly effectively at the moment. It's good fun. New feature governance means I can go to cultural hegemony. You can see I'm putting lots and lots and lots of solar farms down. I'm starting to pick up renewable battery chargers. You need a lot of them. Huge amounts of them to make an empire decent, but I will do this if I can. Navigation satellite. Oh yeah, this is going to make my trade routes really, really good. Korolev, do you mind just putting that into space quickly? Oh, I didn't quite do it. Big old project, that one. Yeah, never mind. And how is Roblin coming along? I'm going to rush you through. Jane Drew's next. Okay, we'll get her in a bit, but Berlin has actually reached its housing cap. I never thought I'd see the day, but it has. World Congress, and we have a bit of voting power here. 800. I'm going to vote for myself for diplomacy points and hope that Canada forgets to vote for themselves. They've got a lot, but we should be good on that one. And then I'm going to go for producing units and half the speed and trade routes. This one's already happened. Which one did that go to? A for religious. A for religious. We'll go for that again, and I'll throw a little bit of favor in. 3 votes on turbos, 13 on the top one, and you can see it looks like I might have actually won that. Unbelievably. Navigation satellite, there's the one as I mentioned. All my trade routes are going to be doing a lot better, and all of my boats can move way quicker now. Great Zimbabwe. Again, I forgot I built this. This is a really pretty looking wonder. You don't actually look at this one too often because it's very specific to build, but I love this sort of hazy, orangey, yellowy brown, like especially when it gets lit up later. Oh, look at that. That's a good looking wonder. Gold, religious. Okay, so gold was the one rather than production, but I won this. How many times did Canada vote? Oh, they only voted 11 times for themselves. That's why you put everything in that, because people like me come along and ruin it. My carbon expenditure is actually almost halved in terms of what it was before, so this is really good. And if I now do global warming mitigation, I can start cooling the planet. I think this will be pretty easy to do. Korolev just finishes off the Mars colony now. That's stage 3. You know what, I really enjoy the fact there are more satellite projects you can do in this mod. That's something they really, really should improve and put into the game, I think. That would massively help. Now, this is the sort of thing I'm talking about. A solar power satellite. Yes. Oh, that would be good. So look at that. We can actually put something into space that gives me 6 renewable energy. I think that's going to triple with biosphere as well. I just have a feeling that will triple with biosphere. We'll see if it does, but I have a hunch. John Roebling, in you come. 2 more housing for the city. Yes. Okay, we're starting to grow now. We've got minus 50% housing on my food, and I still have 200 coming in per turn. That just shows you the level of insanity our capital is functioning on right now. It has transcended everything. I'm also going around and putting substations down in order to then start getting some renewable power generated. It's a good little combo, this. We are going to make so much renewable power. I think we're going to see if we can absolutely get our carbon output to 0. It's quite a fun little challenge because there's a lot to do. Solar power satellite, that is 6 renewable energy into my capital. My capital is a hungry hippo. It really is. It's after 36 power per turn at the moment. That's how much it needs. There we go, back to 1 turn growth. I've missed seeing that in my capital. You forget how much you need it. Jane Drew, yes, another bunch of housing. Oh, this is so good. So good. And Von Braun next as well. Just in case my satellites weren't going up quick enough, we can now start to just punch them into the air. Super fast. There's the weather satellite. This puts all farms at 1 production, 1 food, I believe. So again, the yields across my empire are crazy. And bears biosphere. This basically just gives you 200% power on all renewable things. And I mean, it says all of the improvements, but it does it to Cardiff, it does it to the power you get from a tier 4 government. So I'm suggesting it does it on everything just because of the way that it works it out. But we'll see if this works. Let's have a look at Berlin now that it's all gone through. And you can see that we have other 6. I think we're going to have to give it a turn to work itself out. Sometimes it does take a turn. Look at that, 45 gold per turn from a trade route. I haven't actually checked in with my trade routes recently, but let's see what they're doing. 61 gold on a trade route there, 57. Oh yes, this is insane amounts of gold. And let's just quickly as well, because Berlin has just hit almost its housing cap once more. 1, and where are you, Jane? Perfect. That means we've now got a delicious 50 housing. Keep growing, Berlin, keep growing. So checking back in, and you can see, yeah, look at this. This is really throwing it. 51 power from renewable resources. It's not really even showing it to me properly, but if we have a look at the power grid, you can see we're getting 15 from the city. Now that's, oh, what would that be? That would be the 3 from the government tripled to 9, and then the satellite gives another 6, so 15. Okay, so the satellite is not tripled, but everything else is. Good to know. Good to know. My carbon is now, I am now eating that up, gobbling it up rapidly fast, and you will see that my carbon emissions penalty is almost hit 0 already. Like every single city that finishes whatever it's doing, I'm throwing it on carbon recapture. We're going to super chill the world. My industry is so hilariously efficient. Like, another ice age will be imminent within like 5 turns maximum. Like it's not even worth betting against it. Oh my lord, look at it, it's so pretty. Burj Khalifa, this gives 3 oil, and then oil wells, rigs and mines get 2 culture within 9 tiles of it, plus an extra trade route. That's a really good looking wonder. It is really tall. Oh, they've done that very well. I like that. I like that. Late game wonders are just so much fun. Like, there's so many buildings in real life that you're just like, that would be cool enough to put into the game. It really would. Oh, victory. Victory? Really? Really? What did I do? I got a diplomatic victory. Hang on, what? Right, we'll come back to that in a second, because I don't believe that at all. I got the first score. Wow, look at this. And this is where this game gets crazy. Buildings constructed. Now, we know that Germany's a powerhouse, but I built more than everyone else put together several times over. Cities founded, that was all me. Cities captured, that was all me. Player culture, I take the lead at about turn 190. It wasn't really my priority that game. Science was. I took the lead about turn 140 and kind of held it through the rest of the game. Very cool. My gold was insane. My faith generation was on point, and I was using that to get so many great people. As you can see, Brazil had an amazing game. These are mostly artists, musicians, writers, but still, you have to give it to them. My score was pretty good. Total religions founded, just the one all game. How Scotland didn't win that, no one will ever know. And I built 33 wonders, I believe, maybe 34. It's quite a few. Now, how on earth did I get a diplomacy victory? That's my military satellite that just went up. Okay, that's good. We like a military satellite. What did I do? So 7 from wonders, techs, and civics. Wonders, techs, and civics. I know I built the Statue of Liberty. That's 4. I know that techs and civics gives me 1 and 2. Is there just something else? Something else that I've just missed that gives you another point? Required for advanced satellite projects. What did I just do? Seasteads obviously gives you a point. That I know about. We know that one. Global warming gives you a point. That is also good. I'm pretty sure Future Civic doesn't. So the fact we've got that won't change anything. Did I build Patala Palace? Oh, I built Patala Palace. Okay, right. So that's for +1. So that is the 7 explained. Sharing weather satellite data. Okay, well apparently putting a weather satellite into the world gave me a diplomatic victory point. Didn't even read that at the time. That is crazy. So, okay, so there's another way of doing that later into the game. Congress participation. So I know about that one. That's good. And scored competitions, apparently. But like, I swear I haven't won that yet. What happened? Did it only just count the weather satellite because I did it the turn before? Might have done. Like, that was the one I had done previously, so maybe that's what it was. Very strange. Well, look, I am absolutely thrilled to win that game, and being honest with you, right, all I was doing was just beelining towards the science projects. I think, looking through the game, there's nothing else in terms of the mod and the buildings that I could put down that I haven't already unlocked. And really, honestly, this set of mods, I don't know if you all agree with me, but this was a hugely satisfying game. It allows you to play so much taller, so much more advanced, and oh my lord, was I just winning on all fronts. I was actually starting to win a culture victory there, and all I'd have to do to win that culture victory now is basically go, where is it? Broadcast satellite, 10% tourism across my empire, you say? Boom, 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 boom. And that would just start stacking tourism for me over and over and over and over and over and over, and we would just start to win on that one. I was beginning to chill the world quite nicely now. The world was still warming up a little bit, but actually, look, Canada's really throwing carbon into the atmosphere, but my cities were all beginning to really get crazy. I could have done at least 4 carbon recapture projects that would have restored 200, and I believe I only put 17 into the atmosphere last turn as well. So I was beginning to chill the planet. Diplomacy was guaranteed. Nobody could take me on scientifically. Religion, I was keeping an eye on Scotland, and I would have just nuked it out of existence had it done anything cheeky. I really enjoyed it. This was a really good set of mods. What I would say is, if you're going to play this for yourself, make the map smaller. When you have this many cities, the mods makes your empire far too powerful, because I had like random cities over here that had like 146 production, and I know there's Petra and I know there's Nazca and I know there's reasons for that, but all of my cities just had crazy yields. Like, look at this, my first page of cities that is all above 100 production, and I know I'm playing Germany, I know, but like it's just nonsense how much yield of everything I'm making. My capital, my beautiful capital, look at it. Look how wonderful it is. It's just lovely. How I'm getting 40 amenities from entertainment, I'd have no idea. Like, something is putting things in. Again, this is all a new set of mods for me, and I'm very, very hands up going to tell you that I don't get everything that's going on here. There's something is up that I'm not really seeing right now. Like, something is stacking beyond the point you would expect it to, and I don't know what that could be. Maybe one of my wonders. Maybe one of the wonders? I don't know. Well, I mean, I can't see anything here. No, very odd. Really, really, really odd. But I really, really enjoyed that. Thank you so much to all of the channel supporters. Remember, I've got Coffee, I've got Patreon. All the support really helps me to just create massive, fun projects like this. And I'm looking forward to seeing everybody in the next series. Do let me know in the comments what you think of the mods and if I missed anything fun that could have been unlocked later into the game, because I'm definitely going to play with this again. But what I might do is, again, like a 4-player map with 6 or 7 people on it. Space You only need 4 or 5 cities, I think, to have a huge empire. So I'm going to make a really crowded map next time I do this. But anyway, on to the next series. Goodbye, 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 goodbye. And finally, a very special shout out goes to Glorious Petra, Salty Tech, Matthew Wilkinson, Paul Coffey, Doughboy91, Sean Cretes, Scott Stratton, Major King Kong, Davalex, Skeptical Bear, Kroger Brand Trail Mix, Alex Noob, Cinnamon Beard, Portland, Petra Ryan, Matthew Hatch, Emir EC, Henry, Rom88, Radiatore, Private Selection, Genoa Salami, Boyzaro. Thank you for all of your support as well as everybody generally who interacts with the channel. It's fantastic. It keeps us going. Goodbye. See you next time.